Mina was still talking about symptoms is that she speaks quickly. I feel that one. I do that one. And
I'll
chew
give
your
you another
lips.
thing you can do. If you're a fast talker, gesture more slowly. We sync
Oh,
up our speaking speed and our gesturing speed. I can guarantee almost any of you who are fast talkers gesture quickly as well. It is easier to control gesture speed because you can either slow them down or make them broader. Both of those will cause you to slow down your speaking rate. So fast talkers, deep breathe, and gesture more broadly.
how interesting. Okay. The one symptom that I frequently hear clients talk about that didn't come up today, but is dry mouth. So we've talked a lot about
Mm.
sweating and getting wet, but what about the opposite when I'm so dry that suddenly, now maybe because we're holding that cold glass of water to use our regulator, we just take a sip. But what do you do for the dry mouth? Any suggestions there?
Yes, and it's very normal. Your body is very smart, and you knows that when you're under threat, fight or flight, it wants to maximize its efficiency. That's why many of us feel nauseous or we have to go to the bathroom. Your body's like, let's get rid of extra baggage. We want to just be present with what we need at a minimal level. Saliva is one of those things. If you're being chased or threatened, you're not going to eat a 3-course meal, so we don't need all that saliva. The unfortunate thing is we do when we speak, so we get that dry mouth. The best way to reactivate your salivary glands are 3 things. 1, take some warm water, lukewarm warm water, swish it around your mouth. If you've ever used a mouthwash, same thing, do the same thing. Obviously not while you're speaking, before. Same thing with chewing some gum or sucking on a lozenge. Those activities reactivate the salivary glands and they give you what you need. So if you know you are somebody who traditionally gets dry mouth, prepare for that in advance. Chew some gum, water, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah. If it still happens, I have found that if you just bite lightly on the edge of your tongue, so I'm
Mm.
on stage, I forgot the warm water. I can't put gum in because I'm already presenting.
Yeah.
The first question that comes in, I kind of do one of these. You're doing it right now, Matt.
Yeah,
Is it
I'm
working? Did it
trying. I'm
create?
trying. Well, it's interesting. There's another technique for anxiety management, and this sounds crazy, but it seems to work. You take your tongue and just let it feel really heavy in your mouth. If you when you get nervous, notice where your tongue goes. For most people, the tongue goes up to the top of
Yep.
the roof of your mouth. So if you want to relax it and just feel the tongue heavy in your mouth before you start speaking, and it can actually bring calm to your body. When many people meditate, they'll relax their tongue. There's some forms of meditation where you actually adjust where your tongue is in your mouth. That's different. But there are things you can do with your tongue, as said, that can help you. Who knew? Might as well try it.
And right. And poor Shelby's going to have the weirdest looking video afterwards to
Yeah,
Google
we're
on. So there's
both.
me going because I'm doing it as you're
And
saying.
those are the ones that Shelby will certainly pick. So
All right, so we've talked a lot about symptoms and maybe some of the ways we can deal with that. But you said there were 2 pieces to sort of managing anxiety. There's
yes.
the dealing with these physical and mental manifestations of it, and then the other piece
Is sources. So where does the anxiety come from? And we actually spoke about one just a few moments ago when we talked about perfection.
yeah.
One source of anxiety is our desire to be perfect. And the remedy for that is to focus on connecting and reminding yourself that there is no right way to speak. There are better ways and worse ways. Another example of a source of anxiety is the goal we're trying to achieve. I argue, and I think it's good advice, you goal when you communicate. But sometimes that goal can be so overbearing that we're nervous about not achieving it. So the entrepreneurs I coach are afraid of not getting the funding they want.
Right.
The students I teach are afraid of not getting the good grade. You might be afraid of not having your idea or project supported. So what's making us nervous is a potential negative future outcome. So we're
Yeah.
made nervous by what might happen in the future. In
I
a
might
way
not
to
get the job offer at this
or
interview.
get the good grade or get the funding. So
Yeah.
the way to short circuit our concern about the future is to become present oriented. So the source of our anxiety is a potential negative future outcome. And the way to remedy it is to be in the moment, present. And there are
Hmm.
lots of ways to get present oriented. Do something physical, walk around the building, do some light exercise. You can listen to a song or a playlist like athletes do. You can start at 100 and count backwards by challenging numbers. Like start at 100 and count back 17s. That's really hard, but it makes you present oriented. You're doing the math in your head. I like to say tongue twisters. Before
Mhm.
I ever speak in public, I will say the same tongue twister 3 times out loud. Nobody ever hears me say it, but it gets me present oriented and it warms up my voice. And anybody who's ever exercised knows you should warm up before you do a sport. You should warm up before you speak. Many of us have this silly notion that we can go from silence to brilliance in our communication. And of us, it's not that easy to do. So,
Well, that's such a good point with no warm up. While there's this woodwind instrument that we're
right,
dealing with, woodwinds warm up before the orchestra plays. Plus, all
absolutely.
the muscles. My gosh, there's so many muscles involved in the mouth, the tongue, the jaw. All those articulators need to be firing on all
Mhm.
cylinders when we're communicating. And yet, you're right. We rarely have a warm up, even though we wouldn't dare go out for a run without a quick stretch or something. That's really
Absolutely, absolutely.